Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Be a free thinker and don't accept everything you hear as truth. Be critical and evaluate what you believe in. Life is only meaningful when we are striving for a goal. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. The more you know you don't know. The most important relationship we can all have is the one you have with yourself. The most important journey you can take is one of self-discovery. To know yourself, you must spend time with yourself. You must not be afraid to be alone. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Our problem is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. The investigation of the truth is in one way hard, in another easy. An indication of this is found in the fact that no one is able to attain the truth adequately, while, on the other hand, no one fails entirely, but everyone says something true about the nature of all things, and while individually they contribute little or nothing to the truth, by the union of all a considerable amount is amassed. Authority is no source for truth. The proof that you know something is that you are able to teach it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, isn't just an act, but a habit, and life isn't just a series of events, but an ongoing process of self-definition. A fool contributes nothing worth hearing and takes offense at everything. Courage is the first virtue that makes all other virtues possible. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. Criticism is something we can avoid easily. By saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. Think as the wise men think, but talk like the simple people do. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. The hardest victory is the victory over self. Happiness is a quality of the soul, not a function of one's material circumstances. At the intersection where your gifts, talents, and abilities meet a human need, therein you will discover your purpose. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. The man who is content to live alone is either a beast or a god. A friend of everyone is a friend of no one. Only an armed people can be truly free. Only an unarmed people can ever be enslaved. The fool tells me his reason, the wise man persuades me with my own. All learning is derived from things previously known. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Tyrants preserve themselves by sowing fear and mistrust among the citizens by means of spies, by distracting them with foreign wars, by eliminating men of spirit who might lead a revolution, by humbling the people and making them incapable of decisive action. We can't learn without pain. Humility is a flower which does not grow in everyone's garden. Masculine republics give way to feminine democracies, and feminine democracies give way to tyranny. One may go wrong in many different ways, but right only in one, which is why it is easy to fail and difficult to succeed. The worst thing about slavery is that the slaves eventually get to like it. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Today, see if you can stretch your heart and expand your love so that it touches not only those to whom you can give it easily, but also to those who need it so much. The intelligence consists not only in the knowledge but also in the skill to apply the knowledge into practice. True happiness comes from gaining insight and growing into your best possible self. Otherwise, all you're having is immediate gratification pleasure, which is fleeting and doesn't grow you as a person. A goal gets us motivated, while a good habit keeps us stay motivated. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Greatness of spirit is accompanied by simplicity and sincerity. Nature creates nothing without a purpose. The habits we form from childhood make no small difference, but rather they make all the difference. Character is determined by choice, not opinion. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. Character is made by many acts, it may be lost by a single one. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. If something's bound to happen, it will happen. Right time, right person, and for the best reason. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. It is not sufficient to know what one ought to say, but one must also know how to say it. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. 95% of everything you do is the result of habit. If you see a man approaching with the obvious intent of doing you good, run for your life. Consider pleasures as they depart, not as they come. A tragedy is that moment where the hero comes face to face with his true identity. The high-minded man does not bear grudges, for it is not the mark of a great soul to remember injuries, but to forget them. Laughter is a bodily exercise, precious to health. Life cannot be lived and understood simultaneously. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. First, have a definite, clear practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends, wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that end. Before you heal the body, you must first heal the mind. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Well begun is half done. Find the good. Seek the unity. Ignore the divisions among us. Courage is the mother of all virtues because without it, you cannot consistently perform the others. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. Worthless persons appointed to have supreme control of weighty affairs do a lot of damage. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Character is revealed through action. Saying the words that come from knowledge is no sign of having it. Wicked men obey out of fear. Good men out of love. Whatever we learn to do, we learn by actually doing it. Men come to be builders, for instance, by building, and harp players by playing the harp. In the same way, by doing just acts we come to be just, by doing self-controlled acts, we come to be self-controlled, and by doing brave acts, we become brave.